Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. My laptop is going to be making that noise for the rest of time until it explodes. There is nothing I can do about that. Ooh. Ooh. No one believes I met Beatrice. Ooh. Ooh. Even though I showed them the letter Beatrice gave, they still don't believe. Ooh, hick, hick. Anyway, Maria Chan's holding the key. The key to whether Beatrice is one of the 18 people or a 19th person. Maria's stubborn, right? When that girl gets angry, it's pretty hard to make her feel better. Battler-kun, I think a kid like you would be better at cheering her up than an adult like me. After she's feeling better, try asking, I know you don't care about all of this back and forth about the inheritance. How bad is it, guys? Because there's nothing I can do about that. On the plus side, my laptop is now enforcing that I make shorter videos, because otherwise it'll probably overheat and explode. So at least that way we don't have to worry about me getting carried away and making too long of a video. But what can I say? Par for the course. Everyone is dressed really snazzy, though. Like, I like the clothes they're wearing. It looks really nice. But don't you find this Western mansion mystery situation exciting? Who in the world is this person who gave Maria Chan the letter? It makes your intellectual curiosity ache. That it does. You're actually pretty tough considering you're still excited after being dragged through the endless money talk. Again, I do have to say, I think Kairi is very beautiful. I like her personality, and she's also very intelligent. And she's still pretty down to earth, mature, and definitely get the feeling that she'd be very doting to the person that she does care about. And that she'd be, as long as you don't betray her, I feel like you could trust her to be honest and loyal. Adults can be pretty amazing. I shrugged exasperatedly. But I did notice something. Kairi noticed how dejected I was after hearing our parents' turbulent discussion, and was probably trying to clear the air. At the very least, I'd recovered enough to voice my complaints. She wasn't my real mother, so I've never felt like calling her mom, but it did make me think she's a real adult. Hey brats, so this is where you were. Kyrie really took your time fixing your makeup, didn't you? Think I'll make a habit of going out to touch up my makeup too. I'm sorry. A woman's makeup takes a long time. So, how has the discussion been without me? I'm sure everything was all peaceful and harmonious. Kairi-san poked the weak spot under my arm with her elbow. We decided to take a break to cool our heads a little. It looks like we'll be at it all night. Makes me want to cry. His way of talking hadn't changed, but he couldn't completely hide his fatigue. I couldn't say I was sympathetic, but he looked pitiful compared to his normal energetic self. Still, that rain's just awful. I really don't want to go back to the guest house. It looks like Natsui-Nissan set things up so we could spend the night here in the mansion. What'll we do? We don't need to decide until you're done, right? If you run so low on energy that you can't return to our room, then we can take them up on their offer. You're right. We can think about it later. What about you, Battler? If I stayed, I'd just get in the way. I'll be nice and go back over there. I see. Will you go back soon? I don't know. It'd be lonely to head back by myself. I'll gather all the kids and we'll head out. Okay. You go do that. Also, Battler, you won't be going to sleep that easily tonight, right? Yeah, I'll probably be up talking with the cousins. Sounds like we'll be up all night. Is there a problem with that? I see. If you're still awake when the adults' discussion is over, I want to have a little talk as a family. A what? That doesn't sound like you. Apparently, Kairi-san was thinking the same thing. What are you talking about? She asked him in a small voice. It looked like Kairi-san didn't have a clue what Dad meant either. I also want to talk to you about it, Kairi. I'll tell you later, so don't ask now, please. I don't know anyone who neglects the concept of family as much as this old bastard. And now he's saying we're going to have a talk as a family. Both Kairi-san and I couldn't help but get wide-eyed. Don't look so terrified. I'm the one who should be terrified. After all... At that point he swallowed his words for an instant, even though putting on airs of importance wasn't much like my dad. You're freaking me out, Dad. Everyone in our family's gathered here now, right? Don't make a big deal out of it and spit it out. Tonight, I will probably be killed. There was a huge crash of thunder. It must have been really close. Dad's expression, brightly illuminated by the lightning, was burned into my eyes. Dad's face, which always looked so sure of itself, and which always wore a taunting expression, was strangely frail in a way I couldn't really explain. It was also so worn out that he looked like a different person. But what? What are you talking about? That doesn't sound like you. Giggle. I agree. What happened? You look so timid all of a sudden. It's not like you. I'm gonna go fix my makeup too. Don't follow me. Dad turned away weakly. After that, only Kairi and I were left, still wide-eyed. What did he say? Tonight he'll be killed? You don't think that mysterious letter scared him, do you? He's been watching too many serial murder movies. Hmm. It's barely noticeable. It's a barely noticeable, high-pitched, annoying sound. Kairi-san didn't answer my light-hearted words, and continued to stare at my dad's disappearing back. Battler-kun, when you told Rudolph-san to spill the beans right away, he left without telling us anything. Even though he said he had something to say to both of us, he didn't answer you. Why? Spin the chessboard around. What do you see? Well, when he said he wanted to talk, but then couldn't, that's a contradiction. What can you see? What, can you see something by looking from Dad's perspective? Giggle. Yes, I can see something. He wants to talk about something. However, he doesn't have the courage to bring it up. So he actually means chase after me, talk to me, and ask me about it yourself. By saying don't follow me, he actually means the opposite. He actually means follow me and force me to answer. Seriously, what a spoiled brat. What? Can you really call that reasoning? Now that's ridiculous. Heh. Can great private and police detectives deduce the emotions and feelings between men and women? They can't, right? Figuring out the feelings of the opposite sex is an even more advanced art than exposing the tricks in difficult crime cases. If you ask me, romance novels have much deeper mysteries than masterpiece mystery novels. I see. Is that how it is? I'll stand alongside that spoiled brat. He normally loves to bluff, but tonight he's completely tired out from that heated discussion. He probably wants someone to lean on at the moment, and responding to that need is the role of his partner. Ha! Sounds passionate. Then I'll leave that old bastard in your hands. Yes, leave it to me. I called out to Kairi-san's departing back. Huh? What? I wanted to say thanks. Thanks to you, my gloomy mood has cleared up a bit. So, just wanted to tell you I appreciate you. That's good. Communication is important. After answering with a wink, Kairi-san followed after Dad. Natsui could be found in a dimly lit hallway. Now and then the thunder would crash, but this had no effect on her expression. She looked completely worn out. The discussion that had just taken place between the relatives in the dining hall was repeating itself inside Natsui's mind. Beatrice had proclaimed that in addition to the gold, all of the inheritance and property of the Ushiromiya family would be given to the person who could solve the riddle. In other words, she planned to undermine the absolute guarantee that Kraus, as the oldest brother, had to succeed the family head. Originally, the other siblings had absolutely no chance to inherit the headship. To them, this proposal by Beatrice was extremely desirable. It was obvious that they would accept it. There was no need to play some clumsy detective game. Natsui knew that this so-called 19th person, Beatrice, couldn't exist. Naturally, Beatrice was nothing more than a fictional character used to pass a message that Kenzo had written himself. As proof, Kenzo had remained stubbornly neutral as to the letter's authenticity. He was completely ignoring these reckless claims that he shouldn't be able to ignore, that he had given up the head's ring. In short, Kenzo had wordlessly admitted that the letter held his own message. Most likely one of the servants had given Maria the letter. Kenzo had probably worked out an elaborate plan where the dress for the portrait would be prepared, and someone, probably Shannon, would be made to wear it and deliver the letter and the umbrella. By doing that, he could make it seem like the witch from the portrait actually existed. No, if anything, That alone was proof that Kenzo was behind all of this. In that case, it was the same as Kenzo trying to butt in on the siblings' private discussion. Then Kenzo, by announcing that he'd given everything to the person who solved the riddle, could weaken Krause's overwhelming advantage. Now it was certain Kenzo had eavesdropped on the siblings' discussion in the parlor earlier that day, so he had known how Krause had staved off the attack by the other three, and to make the scales of the battle go back into balance, he had sent out this strange letter, which benefited Krause's rivals. He was trying to push this crazy theory so that Rosa, who had a weak position among the siblings because of her age, would join with Ava and Rudolph. Then, with a 3-to-1 advantage, they'd be able to overwhelm Krause yet again and make their ridiculous theories get accepted by force. And by doing that, he gave them the power to resettle what had once been a nearly decided conflict. They had now started repeatedly pressing Krause to pay them a large amount of money, using the condition that all of the siblings would guarantee Krause's position as the successor. Talk about advance payments was being brought up again despite having been rejected once. Of course, even without the story about the hidden gold, the Ushiromiya family's store of wealth was vast. That store of wealth alone was more than enough. Even if the hidden gold was buried forever along with Kenzo's death, there would be more than enough to satisfy. Therefore, even if they weren't that interested in the gold itself, Kenzo had managed to instill the lifelong fear. On the off chance that someone found the gold, the person would be granted the headship. And this kind of Achilles' heel would definitely be taken advantage of by someone sooner or later. The only person with this fatal weakness was the successor, Krause. The other siblings had found. No, they had been told by Kenzo about something that only Krause could lose, and they had thoroughly taken advantage of that. Natsui, as Krause's only ally in his painful position as his wife, wanted to fight alongside him. She kept trying to explain to him that the existence of the gold itself was a farce, and that there was no need for him to compromise. Krause had always told Natsui. He had told all of the siblings. He always said that the hidden gold was nothing more than an illusion created by Kenzo. Therefore, Natsui had believed it as his wife, and had supported her husband on that foundation. Even so, Natsui's words didn't reach Krause. Even though Natsui had fought so hard and had lent all of her strength, he continued to fight by himself and was trying to compromise with the other 3 siblings. Natsui sadly and weakly wondered why she could not be of use to him, then started getting angry. It had happened when everyone decided to take a short break to cool their heads. Natsui had flared up against Krause. Enraged, she had asked why she could not be useful to him. He had then told her that he wanted to talk about something, and invited her into a room that she was normally not allowed to enter. That room had been sealed with a heavy-looking padlock, and just looking at it had given her an uncomfortable feeling. There's no need for you to worry about anything said by those 3, or even this suspicious person who calls herself Beatrice. Until next time, guys. Bye.